Hello. So, as I'm delivering this message, we are entering, or we have entered, Cancer season with a Capricorn full moon that will be visiting us, little humans, June 29th. So, and what I've been feeling about this transit is this deep conversation between emotional capacity and emotional responsibility, and deciding with whatever your capacity is what you will take responsibility for. And not even in a very serious way. This is a very lighthearted way because it has a lot to do with creative expression and what your vessel has the capacity to feel so that it can fuel that expression. And so I feel like at this time, many people could be realizing how good they've been at functioning and keeping it all together, juggling those mundane tasks. If you're listening to this, then you may have become really good at this. And this is a great thing. And Cancer season might be illuminating some emotions that have felt like they couldn't really be expressed during this time. Especially when, with Capricorn illuminating this, it adds this element of where has discipline been a priority over feeling, instead of where is discipline helping me feel, and creating boundaries with, okay, I'm going to take space for this, to be in this feeling, in this emotion, in this creative expression, and then I'm going to go back to juggling my tasks. It's not about choosing one or the other. So sometimes I think we might suppress a little bit just in service to getting something done or in service to getting through the day. And I think this is really illuminating. How can we balance? How can we not lose one or the other? So, yeah, I think, and I'm going to write some questions up about this, but I wrote, how can discipline actually help us create space to hold our emotions without abandoning our responsibilities? Allow Cancer season to soften you, soften your heart, and allow this Capricorn moon to set the foundation about the choices you'll make to honor the stirrings of your heart at this time. Because it comes down to a sovereign choice to listen to what your heart is telling you moment to moment, and trusting that your heart has the correct guidance and information, and not questioning it, not thinking about it too much, but just allowing that expression. And this could be in a very beautiful, positive, and natural way right now, because I thought that this card was very symbolic that came out for this message, the Six of Cups. So this may mean that whatever's stirring within your being right now, I feel like it's not heavy anymore, whatever it is. It feels like you dealt with the heaviness already with the Four of Swords. You've dealt with recovering with some kind of event that was emotionally significant. And now I feel that Cancer season is bringing this beautiful lightness. You could see this little child here. If this card has a lot to do with innocence, and a lot with reconnecting with your innocence and with your inner sunlight, like your inner creative expression, whatever wants to come through. And this card is really just illuminating this emotional richness and this joy that you have access to at this time. And this joy, it comes from not from getting things done, not from feeling achieved, but it comes from genuine connectedness and tenderness and being your authentic self. How does joy feel for you in the most authentic way possible at this time. And if you don't know, ask your emotional body, because your emotional body is going to give you this information right now. You know, like we can't look outside of ourselves to see, oh, what's going to make me feel joy? Oh, that's what makes her happy. That's what makes him happy. Sometimes it's really about that deep inner listening and coming back to that innocence of what's going to make me feel joyful right now. What's going to illuminate my raw childlike essence right now? What's going to fuel my creative energy right now? And bringing that innocent curiosity into the conversation. And it feels that this is coming online right now because an emotional fog has lifted here with the moon card. The moon did come out reversed. And when it comes out reversed, it usually signifies that the person that we are reading for, there's some kind of emotional fog that has lifted. And this fog could have been absolutely in relation to whichever event you had to recover from. And sometimes when we are hurt or struck emotionally, we have to move through this foggy period of, you know, maybe like rethinking about these past memories and questioning ourselves, or maybe not feeling like we have access to the Six of Cups energy quite yet, because we still have to be with that internal fog just for a little bit, just resting, recovering, and healing from that. But it feels like right now the tables are turning and there's this invitation to express your emotions in a new way where it doesn't feel like you're just trying to hold it all together, because the Two of Pentacles came out here. And you're coming to the realization with the Ace of Swords. You're realizing this beautiful truth that you don't have to be suppressing, or maybe you're not suppressing, but maybe you're just in a space where you're like, I don't have time to be with my creative expression and emotions right now. And you've maybe just been in your life juggling your responsibilities here. See what the Two of Pentacles is doing, juggling these two pentacles, taking care of the mundane tasks, doing what you can to stay afloat, doing what you can to get through the day. And there's no shame in that, okay? Especially if you're someone who has lived through suffering and experienced not being able to get through the day. Raise your hand if that was you, because that was me too. You know, like sometimes it's okay to be proud of ourselves for just holding it the fuck together. Because maybe that was hard for you at one point. Can you celebrate that? Can you celebrate that? Oh, I've been able to stay afloat. I've been able to take care of myself this whole time. But now I'm coming to the realization that something deeper wants to come online. Something deeper wants to be felt. Something deeper wants to be seen. Because although I have been so deeply in my power, I also know that there's a choice that I can make right now with the Lovers that will help me tap into my creator mode in a way where I choose deeper alignment with self. Because it feels like right now there's the opportunity, since the emotional fog is clearing with the moon, there's an opportunity to see yourself and choose yourself in a new way. And it feels like you didn't have access to that before. What you had access to before was this rest and recovery energy and the opportunity to just create stability in your life again from whatever may have affected your nervous system in the past. But right now it feels like there's this opportunity in like a very lighthearted way to come home to yourself. With the Lovers card here, to come home to yourself in a deeper way. It's like a union with self, a union with your inner duality, with your inner opposites. And realizing that you can actually direct energy and express your creativity in the world through that coming home to yourself. That you don't have to exclude your emotional experience from the way that you direct your energy in the world. That can easily be a part of your experience. That can easily be a part of the way that you create, the way that you direct, the way that you channel. And maybe you've been realizing with the Ace of Swords here that although this Two of Pentacles energy did serve you, it's no longer in alignment with the Magician. It did come out reversed. Like this staying afloat and maybe doing what you can to get through, you're realizing that that's not in alignment with your truest self anymore. And you're realizing that you have the opportunity to choose yourself in a deeper way. And I feel like if you're here, you're realizing that your heart is calling you right now in this moment. And I feel like Cancer has a lot to do with this. Emotional, creative expression has to do with this. And I actually picked some cards from my fairy deck. And the first card that came out was creative expression. Then we got be honest with yourself, which I feel like directly correlates to the Ace of Swords energy, you know? Like this is an opportunity to be really honest with yourself. That definitely ties into that Magician reversed energy too of, is the way I'm directing my energy still in alignment? Or do I need to be more honest with myself and with my heart and shift? Sexuality is coming through. So maybe throughout this journey of, you know, leading up to this point, there were moments where you felt unfulfilled in your sexuality or felt like you weren't allowed to express it. But this is an opportunity to say, even if I don't have a partner right now, there are other outlets that I can get creative about to express my creativity or my sexuality. I don't have to suppress those parts of myself in this moment in service to getting things done. I don't have to suppress this part of myself just because I don't have a partner or just because I'm committed to celibacy or I'm committed to whatever it is for you, right? Whatever it is. And then we got quiet time. So it feels like with this quiet time energy, it's like the only way you're going to hear your heart in its full authenticity is taking that space, is taking that quiet time. And I feel that this directly correlates to that Capricorn energy of discipline and saying, you know what? I can have discipline for everything in my life, but what about my emotions? Can I create some discipline around, okay, I'm going to take this time for quiet. I'm deciding to take this time for myself so that I can listen into the inner stirrings of my heart. So I can listen to the emotions that want to be felt right now. And they might actually be really beautiful, happy, loving emotions. Emotions aren't all bad. I think we forget that sometimes because as societally, there's this, you know, kind of sensitivity around that word of, you know, emotions are bad. Some of them are really beautiful. And sometimes we need quiet time by ourselves to nourish ourselves in those feelings, in those stirrings of our hearts that come up. Maybe you're a poet. Maybe you want to sit down at the park and write some poetry, but not in this Capricorn way of doing it in a way where it feels productive or doing it in a way where you want to, where it's marketable, or doing it in a way where it feels like it's in service to a different task. What about going to this creative field just for the sake of going? What about feeling into your creative expression without even the thought in your brain that you're going to share it with anybody? What if it's just for you? What if it's just to fill your cup and nourish your heart? It doesn't have to be for anybody else. It doesn't have to be productive. What about doing something that makes you feel sexy and not having to have somebody else present for that? Or not having to post a picture about it. You know, like sometimes us girls, we feel cute and then we post a picture and then, you know, we feel good about ourselves. But it's like, what about just doing it for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about dancing at home just for you, for your emotional expression and well-being, and tapping into that innocence and that joy of just doing that for yourself? So whatever that is for you, you know? And it's like, really be honest with yourself at this time. What are the ways in which you've been, you know, juggling the things in your life in a very productive way, and maybe not taking the time to be with your tenderness and your softness? This is really an opportunity to soften the heart and listen without losing yourself in that. So I hope this resonated with you guys. I feel like, you know, Cancer and Capricorn influences at this time are just, it's really this deep conversation between, okay, I'm realizing that I have the capacity to feel more, but also for some of us that fear comes online of, if I feel into that, I might never come back. But trust me, like by honing in that Capricorn energy too, of discipline, of structured, of creating a structured time for you to feel instead of just feeling whenever you want. Like, I think that's an important part of this conversation, because when you're, and I feel like that's not going to happen to you, because the Lovers came out and this is inner union with self. You know, this is being able to balance the emotional side of things with also the practical. This is, you know, being able to express your sexuality, but also maintain your self-respect. This is being able to feel your emotions, but also maintain structure. This is that union, that coming home to the self, where you deeply trust yourself to feel and direct your energy, but also stay grounded and stay responsible. So I feel like it's just a beautiful opportunity to be with these two energies that are coming through the collective right now, and realize that you're not late, you're right on time, because this moon energy, you've been in this moon energy leading up to this, and the emotional fog is clearing, and there's something in your subconscious that just needed the time to catch up. And now it feels like you're ready to step into this magician energy that I clarified with the Lovers of, okay, I get to direct my energy in a completely new way because of the way that I'm coming home to myself right now. So this is a time to celebrate that you have the capacity to feel and express in a new way, and that naturally is going to bring you deeper into alignment with the way that you work and the way that you juggle your responsibilities in your life. And it's going to feel more deeply authentic. So I love the energy of this spread. And I just love that the Six of Cups came out, because your creative energy is already familiar to you. It's not something that's going to feel new or weird or like out of this world. It's going to feel nourishing to your inner child, familiar, and not like a new need that's coming online, an ancient need, something that feels light, something that's not for anybody else except for your own inner tenderness. And it'll bring out this not this crazy jumping up and down type of joy, but this like inner nourishment, that light smile, that little grin, you know, like that just sunlight peeking through the tree branches. You know what I'm saying? Like that, just this little nourishing light that's being illuminated in your heart right now. And I invite you to soften your heart this Cancer season and trust that your heart will not lead you astray and it won't take you off your balance at this time. You can trust your heart at this time. I'm gonna drop some questions in the description so that you can maybe further go into this energy and explore yourself a little bit more, if this reading resonated. But yeah, I'm so glad that you're here and sending you so much love during this time, and excited for the ways that you decide to express. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.